Hi, very good evening to everyone. I'm Pubudu in this Assistant General Manager for Colombo School of Business and Management. So once again, we welcome you all for the Colombo School of Business Management. And yes, good evening to you everyone. Malay Wanakkam, Assalamualaikum, Aiboan. So welcome to Colombo School of Business and Management and the inauguration session of our edition of Online Finance for Non-Finance Professionals Program, also known as Executive Development Program as well. So today, for the opening lecture, we'll give you an idea of what we have planned for you for your development, and our guest speaker will explain why we should be conversant in the principle of practice of managing financial resources. If we are to achieve goals, yes, which is of significant value in this modern management domain under challenging context. From there on, I will take you through the structure of the program, and you can expect in weeks' time to come, which will be starting next week, Thursday. First of all, let me talk a little bit about the program. It has been designed to add value to corporates, public enterprise, management, entrepreneurs, and undergraduates who are the next generation of business and management leaders. We try our level best to bring the business academic quality and the practice aspect in order to deliver a program that will add value to your career path as well as your personal development, which could give immense power and knowledge as well. In achieving these objectives, we have secured the support of the few extraordinary intellectual and inspiring corporate leaders in the industry to collaborate with us to give you the best possible outcome from our online platform during these challenging times. Just to give you a brief about us, the business school, Colombo School of Business and Management, established in 6 years ago, was a result of successful integration between the academic sector and the corporate sector of Sri Lanka, just to bridge the gap between those two. The school was the brainchild of a leader in academic sphere, Professor Arbandar, and giant in the corporate world, Mr. Diane Gomez, along with our current chairman, General Dayarat Naika. It was their vision to build the leaders that can successfully maneuver and navigate the corporate world and achieve success. They believe that this can be achieved through the power of learning, and this is what we constantly strive for, to provide quality learning and diverse exposure to the Sri Lankan population that will help them to succeed in the business world. We are not in the business of issuing piece of paper. We are in the business of helping Sri Lanka or continuous improvement for Sri Lanka. We engage those who have succeeded in the corporate world to create a platform for our students to interact and learn. Therefore, we focus heavily on our resource person, the tools that will help shape Sri Lanka's future much more brighter when it comes to wisdom of knowledge. A few examples of rather some of the people that have contributed to our programs, including titans such as Professor W. Lakshman, Dr. Ladvil Tunga, Mr. Vegapitia, General Naratna, Dr. Ajit Kalone, Senior DIG Adikrona, Mahalja Prabhati Santos, and many other dignitaries. All these individuals who have gone to the top of their domain. So we work with these individuals and design customized programs that are current and relevant to our market. This is why we are selective in linking with foreign universities. We do not believe in the one program fit for all concept. Instead, we want to have programs that cater to our country, our market, our needs at the context of this current time. Our affiliated universities few, the KIT University India, Cumbria University UK, and also Pearson UK as follows. So those are customized our program whilst ensuring high standard and regulation. Local affiliation with TVEC, NC, NIOE, CNEC as well. So we hope that this journey that you are about to embark on will give you the opportunity to enhance your knowledge and sharpen your skills to learn those you have succeeded. We hope it will give you the strength and the required tool to get one step closer to success. We offer a wide range of programs in corporate training, public sector development, which include the MBA, science of HR and non-HR professionals, in addition to the academic program related to business management, sports, science, fitness, mental health, psychology, and counseling, international trade management as professional qualification for export and import industry, which applicable in NCE or NIOE. And if ever you are interested, would like to find out more information, please feel free to speak to our young and dynamic coordinate team to obtain any details you require regarding this program. We wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors and hope you will continue to make CSPF your learning partner in the future as well. So it's a little bit about our business school, Colombo School of Business and Management. So it is my privilege now to introduce tonight's guest speaker. She's closely working with Colombo School of Business Management lecturer, and also she's lecturing many other institutes in Sri Lanka as global as well. She's none other than Ruandi Dimel, who is working as an associate director attached to business consulting, Ernst & Young Sri Lanka for 15 years. Immense experience, spanning to performing various types of internal audits, compliance reviews, internal control reviews, develop risk framework, related assignment for various companies in automobile, manufacturing, leisure, plantation, and health care sector, and the state-owned enterprise as well. And as I told you in the beginning, she was a business lecturer for many institutes in Sri Lanka as globally as well. And she's an associate member of Chartered Institute of Management Accountants and hold a master's in business administration from the Postgraduate Institute of Management University of Sri Jagannathpura. So it is my privilege to introduce tonight's guest speaker for you to learn many depth from her as well. Therefore, please get interact as well, because this is an inauguration for finance or non-finance program which designed on non-professionals who are in that sector. So I'm just going to hand this over to Mr. Ruandi Dimel to take this lecture forward for you to have the more knowledge in many areas. Over to you, Mr. Ruandi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pubudu, for that introduction. Good evening to all of you once again. Give me a second until I share my screen. I hope you can see my screen now. I'm planning to give you a brief introduction as to why we need business finance, especially for non-finance professionals. What is the importance? Let me take you through this slide. At the first instance, you would be wondering, yeah, these are the things that we know that has to be there in a business. Why is it important? Why is accounting important to a business? You definitely have to understand what your business is. You may be having an operational view, okay, after having certain, either you may be coming from an educational background to that effect, or something that you have seen that you would like to put in process, where you will first only know what the operations that you're going to do, but you will not have an idea what would be the income or what would be the expense that would be there in the companies. First of all, you will be only wondering how you are going to put the idea into practice, but you will not have an idea what the revenues and the expenses would be. It is also important, the second point is keep business organized. You need to have what the costs are going to, costs that you have incurred, maybe in the past 1 month, or maybe during the year, or maybe in a quarter, and then you will have to understand based on your targets, because you will have a budget, you will have a target in your mind. Sometimes you may not put it into paper, but you will have an idea. This is what my target should be in the next 3 months or the 6 months. So because of that, you need to keep your business organized. Then also, as a statutory obligation, we also have to prepare our year-end reports. So when you're preparing your year-end reports, even if you don't have an idea on what the accounting part would be, you need to have an idea where the company has been performing during the past 12 months. Then, based on the reports and if there's any kind of a change that you need to do in your business, you have to take decisions, right? So as an operational person, you may be looking at the things that is happening in the organization. You will need to quantify the decision that you are going to make. So because of that, you need accounting when taking decisions, because you will have a qualitative understanding. This is where the companies, and this is the decision that I have to take. But when you quantify it, it's easy for you to understand where you have to put things right? Then also, when it comes to investments and loans, definitely if you have excess cash, you know where you have to invest. Then you will be looking at different options in where you're going to invest, and then you will be taking a correct decision based on the quantification you have based on the financial statements. And if you also want to take a loan out, say you have run out of cash in the day-to-day expenses, if you want to take a bank overdraft, you definitely need accounting statements to understand how much you will need in the short term or the long term to finance that particular task. Then for business performance, definitely we will have KPIs, right? We will be giving targets to our sales staff, or maybe we are giving certain targets to our HR, or we will give different divisions, different targets and different KPIs. So we need to monitor our KPIs frequently and closely. So for that, say, if I take an example, why we need to give HR KPIs, because we need to make sure that we are not occupying too many staff, right? Which is like, say, maybe we are overstaffed. Then if we want to make sure that whatever the cost that we are incurring is making sense, or else we need to take a decision, like I said before, to maybe remove or give compensation to those who are in excess, and then you remove them from your company, right? Then legally required, definitely for our statutory obligations, even if you want to take a loan out from a bank, you need to give financial statements. So it's a legal requirement that you have financial statements being maintained in the organization. So all in all, you need to know at least the basic understanding of what financial statements are and what it how it makes sense in the organization's operations. Moving on, let's see what could go wrong. Sometimes we don't think beyond whatever that is given to us. Sometimes even the directors or maybe the management, if you don't understand the financial statements, you tend to rely on what the finance team is giving, right? So the reports, if there is, say, we do various analysis in the financial statements, and if it is, if you don't want to go in depth and review what exactly is happening, maybe you're just trying to compare whatever the data that is there and then get an understanding. Okay, so this is how it has moved, this is how it has been in the previous quarter, and this is how it's going to be, it has been in this quarter. So I'm just going to have a rough idea. This is where my company has performed, right? But you don't want to sometimes go in depth to understand, because you're reluctant, since you don't understand what the accounting standards are and how if it is an year-end audit, then how the auditing standards have been applied, right? So sometimes the person who is preparing the financial statements may not have a complete idea on all the accounting standards, which is very practical, normal, which can happen because sometimes there are certain changes that is happening in the accounting standards. Sometimes it will not get communicated properly as in the manner that we expect, right? So not that every one of you should have an idea of what the accounting standards are. Like if I take an example, you have to have a basic understanding. Now say the debtors, sometimes customers, if there is a problem with one of the customers, that person is going to file for bankruptcy, then sometimes you will not go and provide for it in your financial statements when it is a necessity to do so, right? So you don't have to have an idea on all the accounting standards that is there, which is very practical, but at least you should be questioning what can be the next step if this person is going to be bankrupt, right? You need to have that basic understanding. You need to know what you're going to do next if something like that is happening, right? And when you don't question yourself, when you don't to go and provide for things like this, what happens is your debtors will be piling up and you will not understand that certain things are not recoverable. So what happens is later on, you will have lots of issues where you will not be able to correct whatever that has been done, right? So sometimes when there is a variance analysis done, we all know, sometimes you would have seen in your companies as well, when we keep the management accounts, there's always columns indicating what the variance was year to date, month to date, or the cumulative up to that particular time. So when there is like too many ratios, you maybe tend to think, okay, I can't be bothered reading all these things. Can be, but to some extent, you should be in a position to question whoever who has prepared those financial statements, why it has happened like that. Because now it doesn't have to be in the manner that you would want it to be, but it will be certain times there'll be some vague interpretations, but you need to make sure that you always question from the person who has prepared those financial statements, so that you get a better understanding. If something is wrong, there you have to take a decision to rectify it, right? Then you will receive internal financial reports, like I said before, sometimes because of the ambiguities that is being created in those financial statements, sometimes you may not like to read it. But it's important that you analyze it, not in depth, but at least to some extent, you may be in a position to request for more information, asking them to give you what has caused that particular variance and where things can improve if it is something to do with a negative variance to that effect, right? And then the most important thing is you need to manage your cash flow very, very closely. Because even though sometimes you may have profits being shown in the income statement, you will not have enough of cash to run the business, right? We all know the day-to-day expenses is one of the key elements that we need to manage in any business, right? In that sense, if we are poor in managing the cash flow, then definitely you will not have enough of cash to run the respective work that is to fall in the next couple of months, right? So paying the employees, to the debtors and the creditors, everything falls into place here. And then that will be another situation where you will have issues. So you need to make sure that you manage your cash flows as well, right? I just want to give you certain examples of certain insolvent companies because of these issues, like the mismanagements that happened in these companies. There were lots of issues that even companies and the individuals had to face some time back, right? So if you take Thomas Cook, they used to take enormous amount of debt, and then they went and invested in another company which they couldn't make a proper return on investment. Because of that, they had to wipe off immediately in 2019, right? And then the number of staff that was occupied there, they all had to stay at home. So imagine when you take wrong decisions about a company. Now, they went and made an investment wrong, right? And after that, they were piling up in the with their work. They were piling up themselves with credit loans taken from all over the place, and they could not do a bailout properly as expected. Because of that, they had to file for bankruptcy, and then they had to remove themselves from the business, right? And because of this situation, the staff that was there, and plus the people who went on holidays, also there was a problem in getting them back to their destinations because of this, because they had to immediately stop their businesses, right? So it was somewhere in September 2019 this happened, and there were, if you read it over the internet, you would have seen how people were talking about it, and the staff, they were all devastated because they could not think even what happened, right? Because it was like an immediate call saying that they are going to close down all their operations with immediate effect because things didn't go well. It was not informed properly, but they were just dragging things. So this is where the management should have taken a correct decision sometime before, so that they would not have been in a situation like in 2019 where they had to stop all their operations at once. Then Steinhoff, then what happened in that was, it was a South African retailer. What happened to them was they were piling up fraudulent transactions in their income statement, right? So this is prevalent if you don't review what is happening in your financial statements. Anyone can pass any journal entry and then say things are going well. Same thing happened to WorldCom because they were piling up certain expenses as capital expenditure, and there was a massive boom that was created in the income statement where they could not materialize, right? So what happened ultimately at the end of the day was they were making massive losses, and because of that, they had to file for bankruptcy again. And then, now I was talking about these investments. Any excess cash that we have in a business, we need to take correct decisions when we are investing it elsewhere, right? Sometimes we look for the highest return and we go and invest, right? I mean, recently in Sri Lanka also, there was some kind of a situation that we got to know where people went and invested, but things did not materialize, right? So that happened to Madoff's investment securities as well in 2008. I'm sure if you watch this movie, Wizard of Lies, it's all about this Madoff case, where he was known as 21st century Ponzi scheme. That was like the 21st century Ponzi scheme, because whatever the investments that he got to the company, it was all lies. They didn't have any investment plan, or nothing was done to invest that money, whatever that was collected from the public. So because of that, what happened was when in 2008, the global crisis hit the companies and the economies, what happened was the investors wanted their money back, right? And Madoff didn't have any money to give them because he did not do any worthwhile investments anywhere, right? Because of that, after that only, it started to fall and everyone got to know what happened, right? So it's important that you should not only rely on the accountants, because in WorldCom case study, if you read it properly, it says that those who were in finance only was playing with the numbers, right? So the other staff members say, we thought the finance is doing the right thing, right? We all think like that, right? Okay, when it's finance, okay, so it's numbers, we don't want to deal with them. They know numbers more than us. No, there's nothing like that. If you can count, if you know what is happening, obviously you know how to see a cricket score, right? So if you know that, definitely you will know numbers. It's just a matter of reading it, right? Reading it, take it simple, see what is important in each statement, which I will take you through briefly in this slide. Where income statement, we look at what has happened in the company over a period of time. Now that can be monthly, that can be quarterly, that can be biannually, and that can be yearly, right? So first of all, you need to understand what exactly is in these financial statements. Income statement is taking the operations, what has happened to it over a period of time. So you will have, it's like a staircase. First, you will be having your revenue. Wherever it is, in which company, irrespective of what industry you're in, you will have revenue coming first, right? It's like a staircase. So you will have your revenue, and what has caused to make that revenue, what were the expenses you had to incur, right? That's what will flow eventually step by step, and you will have an operating profit that is coming, right? To that only the taxes and everything will come based on the statute, which will change according to the government policies. But income statement, you should be able to understand, because it's how much you have earned and how much you have incurred as expenses to earn that revenue is basically in your income statement. So you should be in a position where you can request more information, asking the relevant persons, okay, tell me how you arrived at this figure. If you see like a variance, please ask for more explanation and say, please let me know how I should look into this, and can you give me more explanation, right? And then when it comes to the balance sheet, it talks about a position, right? As of a particular date, what are my assets? What are my liabilities? And how much is the equity that is remaining to be given out to the shareholders? So basically, equity is after removing all the assets and the liabilities, whatever that is left in the company for the shareholders will be reflected in your equity, right? So assets will be non-current assets. You will also have intangible assets. Intangible assets would be something to do with the trademark, or sometimes you would have invested in some kind of a software or something like to that effect. And then you will have current assets as well, right? That's something that you will turn into liquidity in the next 12 months. So when you understand what these numbers mean, like what each element means. Now, if you take assets, you will have non-current assets and current assets. If it's liabilities, you will have current liabilities and non-current liabilities. So get an understanding how you have to read a financial statement, which will help you to understand what's happening in the organization. And then cash flow statement, like I said before, cash flow will tell you, not like the profit, how much of cash is available for you to run the company. All right? So it marks the end of my presentation. If you have any questions to ask me, it's time for you to ask that now. Maybe if you want to, you can put it in the chat box as well, and I can respond. Okay, so that marks the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening to me and giving me this opportunity. Over to you, Puvudu.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much for that, Rwanti. So we wish you all the very best and really appreciate your time that you spend with us, just doing a basic about how important this, especially this particular field, especially the finance field. So, and thanks a lot, and we wish you all the very best to you, Rwanti, for your future endeavors. So I would like to take you all through our program. So within another few minutes time for you to have a slight idea about this. And yep. And this is program we call as Finance for Non-Finance Professionals, very quite popular program. So we are actually conducting through online platform as an open enrollment, but same time we are doing this special program for even companies as well, like Haley's, John Keel's, Airtel, CBL, and Melbourne. Those companies for their middle senior managers as well. So this is quite very interesting. So this particular program we have open as an open enrollment, anyone can join with us. So let me actually do a bit of an introduction about the program. So our first lecture is going to happen from next week, Thursday from 7 onwards. And as Rwanda correctly explained, by going through this program for people who are not attached to finance or accounts department, you're going to get a really good depth of knowledge in finance and accounting for you to have a broader skill and knowledge for you to get engaged and manage your business verticals. If you're managing a team, or if you're managing your sector, department, or if you're having your own business, this learning is going to help for you to make the right decision, to making the right decision in favor of your profitability and improve your performance as well. So this particular program, yes, and our most learning objectives or learning outcomes by going through this, you can see distinguish between accounting and finance, which is going to explain by our expertise, because there are 3 lecture panels who's going to conduct lectures on this particular program. And they explain about the finance rule and running a business. And also define the 4 key financial statements. They will discuss about the what's balance sheet, income statement, cash flows, and how important cash flow management as well, and changes in owner's equity, how equity is going to play a major role as well. And the other one is actually interpreting the financial health and condition of company, division, responsibilities center. And that's what we are expecting for you all to have a broader knowledge in many cross-functional areas. And also demonstrate range of method tools. They will discuss about available tools, techniques for you to manage your financial risk analysis, getting a better understanding, and prepare company operating budget and related to the organizational strategy objective as well. So, and apply capital budgeting as well. So those are the learning outcomes that you're going to obtain once you go through this program. And this is open for all, actually. Open for all means especially like corporate sector, public enterprise, and entrepreneurs, business owners, and startup owners, their employees, and even undergraduate as well. So these are the modules. Actually, there are 6 modules. First module is Introduction to Accounting and Finance, and probably you can see that highly visible. And there are sub-modules as well. And basically financial accounting, finance accounting was a management accounting, introduction to finance management and financial management decisions, which is financial decisions, investment decisions, operating decisions, and governance agents problems, role of auditors, and misconceptions around accounting and finance as well. And module number 2 is analyzing and interpreting a finance statement. It's a very, very unique as well for you all to have a broader knowledge in this particular area. So basically, yep, the depth of knowledge that you could obtain, understanding, evaluating income statement, and also by going through that, you know what are the cost items they want to focus, and what are the most important revenue items and other items as well. Based on that, especially there are many areas they will discuss our lecturer, like horizontal and vertical analysis, how is going to manage an effective way of getting those learning techniques that you learn from our lecturers. And important finance ratios as well. Ratios is quite important. That's module number 2. Module number 3 is cost information for decision making. How important is having a bit of knowledge and cost for you to make the right decision at the right time in favor of your organization, profitability, or optimizing of cost factor as well. So limited versus CPUs analysis, decision making using limitation factor analysis, and pricing decision as well. There are many areas that we'll be covering. And the 4th module, budgeting and control, right? So they will teach you about the basic way of setting up a budget as well, how effectively you can control, comparing actual performance with the budget, and what are the areas that you need to learn for the limitation, budgeting, and also what should be the mitigation action plan as well. So, and they will have a better interaction with you as well. The beauty about this particular program, not only theory, framework, or models they're going to discuss, but your involvement. You can get discussion based on the certain success stories in certain companies, Sri Lanka, well as globally as well. So that's where you're going to have the learning edge out of this program. And module 5, evaluating investment option, that's the 5th module, yep. And which we discuss about net present value, which is we call NPV, and internal rate of return, which is we call IRR. Payback period, profitability index, which is relevant to your career path as well. If you attach to corporate sector or public sector, maybe entrepreneur, maybe you're owning your own business. This learning going to add a lot of new insight for you to get into your system, where you can improve your performance as well, because you're getting a really good insight through this particular program for you to address many challenging situations, right? That's the number 5. Number 6 is financing and investment in risk factors as well, where they will discuss about the certain things, what are the right investment, what are the balanced investment where you can think about it, and also based on that certain turbulent situation, how effectively that you can identify certain risks and mitigate them in much more effective manner of management, right? So those are the 6 modules that we are covering. So altogether, we'll be touching 20 hours total, 20 hours. Our lectures will be having twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, start from 7 p.m. onwards, 7 to 9, which means altogether 2 into 2, 4 hours per week, into 5 weeks, where we'll be covering 20 hours total learning of this particular program, which we call finance for non-finance professionals. So basically, if you talk about the investment, yes, it is 25,000, but we are offering a special discount as well. We call early bird discount. Whoever want to pay the full amount up front, you will be getting 5,000 rupees off, where you only pay 20,000 rupees for the entire program. So based on that, you all can actually apply for installment basis, where we can offer installments. So you can get either 2 or 3 installments. There you don't get that 5,000 rupee special discount, but we can support you. We can help you to have a installment plan as well, where you can pay within 2 or 3. That's not a problem. So basically, yes, this program, I would like to share the facilitators. Mr. Nalin De Silva, who is President of AAT Sri Lanka, is one of our lecturers. And Mr. Asangrana Singh, Head of Strategic Planning Handful. And Mr. Sujan Senaratha, who is actually Director of Finance for Institute of Bankers of Sri Lanka. And Ms. Rwanda Dimel, who actually conducted a shorter lecture this evening. And she was part of our lecturing team as well, who is Associate Director of Business Consulting, Ernst & Young. And also Dr. Nilu Kathirina, leader, researcher, head of BC and Finance. And this is how actually we have scheduled and planned all the lectures, starting today's inauguration, very first day, which we have discussed about how important is this learn finance with CSD from the resource person one female. So from next week onwards, 10th November will be the first lecture, then 15th November, like that. There's a detailed plan as given. And you can see who are the lecturers as well, who's going to conduct and what are the subjects, as I explained to you before, all 6 subjects. So, yep, and that's the schedule. And after you successfully complete, actually you'll be awarding a certificate as well. And certificate comes from the School of Business and Management, which is a very prominent certificate. And which is going to be helpful for your future career path as well. And especially, basically, people who work for corporate sector, maybe you would like to have a career growth. So this learning is going to add a lot of value for you when it comes to the annual performance review, right? Because when you have a really good basic knowledge in finance accounting, it's going to help you to get more interactive, closely work with your finance department, right? So you're going to talk their language. When you know their language at a basic matter, it's more easier for to manage your things more effectively, achieve your results. So your performance, career and development, your promotion, and if you're going to start your business while you're working full-time for a corporate sector, you can start your business as well. Maybe export industry, export some things. But this learning is going to add a lot of value for you to start at this much more stronger manner. So those are the advantages. So basically, whoever works for any sector, any department, so these are the benefits. So yes, and we are looking forward because there are many people have already been registered, but there are a few more seats are available. There are about 5 seats are available because we don't accommodate a lot of people for the program. So we only have a very limited number of students for each program because we want you all to have a broad capacity to interact with all the lecturers as well, right? So that's why. So therefore, there are 5 seats available. So you all can register as well. where you can have that benefit, which we are offering 5,000 rupees off from your total investment price. And I have actually listed the contact numbers through chat box. You can call us on 0703676767 or 0703667690. I think and WhatsApp, or you can call us. So where we can offer you that special discount and further details as well. So you can take down those numbers and just contact. So we are more than happy to assist you, more than happy to support you as well. So yeah, that's all from my side. And if you have any concerns, questions, yes, there's an opportunity to ask questions. We can give about 2 minutes for that. If not, actually, you can WhatsApp to us. So on those 2 numbers or call us. So we should be able to guide and discuss further if you want to get details. The document which has taken you through, that's called the student handbook. So once you get enrolled, you'll be getting that handbook, which has given all the details, which is very much important. And also you'll be getting all the module related lecture notes for each and every subject. Lecture notes are available in PDF format, and which you can access any given time in future as well for you to learn further. And also if you miss out one of the lectures, you can request for a recorded version as well. Recorded version is available. For our students, we are offering that recorded version absolutely free of charge. We don't charge anything for that. It is available, right? It says we'll conduct the lecture through Zoom platform. So you can ask anytime. Yes. And basically, yeah, I think api last sitting api lecturers la ogulanta bahasa dekema lectures pawatwana. Anik එක තමයි ogulanta පුළුවන් lecturer එක්ක කතා බහ කරලා තවත් discuss කරන්න යම් කිසි දෙයක් හොඳින් අවබෝධ කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. Right? Lecturers are always supporting, online or offline, because our lecturers will share their contact numbers and emails as well. Where you can do is later, once you finish your each module unit, you can talk to them, email, and get more assistance. So this is how actually we set up the entire program. Bahasa දෙකම පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්න සීමට engage වීමට ගොඩක් හොඳ අවබෝධයක් knowledge එකක් ලබා ගන්න. ඉතින් මේක හොඳ program එකක් අපි මේක ගොඩක් දැන් අවුරුදු 3ක් තිස්සේ අපි කරන් යනවා. Corporate sector අපි වෙනම කරනවා. මේක ඒ කියන්නේ companies like Aelis, John Keys, Airtel, Melbourne, Munchie, Jack, all this we are doing. Those are our clients, right? But this one we are actually doing as an open enrollment. Anyone can join. And whoever gone through our previous batches, actually their performance level has gone up by 22%, because we closely do a research as well, talk with the employers, they are actually superiors, HR, finance, just to find out how effective they have gone through, how effective they are practicing those learnings. ඉතින් මම පොඩ්ඩක් පැහැදිලි කරේ ඔයගලන්ට. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා ඔයගලන්ට ප්‍රශ්න නොමැතිද කියලා. ඉතින් මම මොකද මේක කෙටියෙන් ඔයගලන්ට විග්‍රහ කරා. මම නැවතත් ඔයගලන්ට කියනවා අපේ contact numbers ටික අපි chat box එකේ ලබා දුන්නා. නැවතත් මම කියනවා 0703676767. If not, 0703667690. Please, you can send your request in a WhatsApp mode. If not, you can call as well. We are more than happy to support and help you, right? So this is a very unique program. There are a lot of success behind this program. I think, is there any questions? I have explained all the program, content, structure, and your investment and benefit, facilities, installment plans, everything I have explained. So I hope actually whoever interested, even the recording also we can share with that group, which we have created WhatsApp group for inauguration. We will share this and keep in touch. And we wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for your participation, all the participants. We're really excited about your enthusiasm, participation, engagement as well. So keep in touch with us, Colombo School of Business Management. You can talk to our very young, dynamic coordinators where we have. Yes, of course, we will share the recording as well, Mr. Mr. Fernando, we will share that. That's not a problem. We will post it to that YouTube version to your WhatsApp group, most probably tomorrow evening, right? And after that, we will share the detailed flyer as well, according to program structure once again for you to have a review. So It's really interesting programs. You all should register yourself. If you are not registered, please register. Please register. We have another 5 or 6 seats are available. ඔගොල්ලෝ අපිත් එක්ක register වුණොත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලැබෙන අර අපි benefit එක bonus discount එක අපි ලබා දෙනවා. ඊට අමතරව අපි මේකේ ලැබෙන අර installment plan එකක් ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. ඊට අමතරව මේකේ වැදගත් දේ තමයි අපි lecturers 3 දෙනෙක් lectures කරන මේ ස්පීඩ් අය. ඉතාමත් ළඟින් හොඳ corporate sector එකේ ගොඩාක් experience තියෙන. Right? Local international companies as well. That's where you get the edge out of this program. Not only theory, not only concept, not only models which relate to finance and account. You will learn the current context, their experience based on their corporate engagement, locally as well as overseas. That's the key you are going to get. That's the key. Because we have Colombo School of Business Management focus second. We want to give the best out of best. So thank you so much. We wish you all the very best. Have a pleasant night and all the very best for tomorrow, which is Friday. Have a blessed, pleasant evening once again. Good luck. Thank you so much. Bye from CSPM.